So they just get everything to slow down and to constrict. But yeah, if you warm it up too quickly, the heart is going to kind of freak out and start shooting off arrhythmias. Probably never come up with that AED. They typically wouldn't use the AED, or they wouldn't shock somebody that's been in a hypothermic state, because that may actually cause more problems to the heart. That's one thing that the AED wouldn't catch. It may still shock, but that's not something that you really need to concern yourself with either. It's more just information that has popped in my head at one point or another. The last thing we need to do is play with our bandages. So we'll go 2, there's 2. Are there any questions on any of the emergencies that we saw there, or any other diseases that you might have issues about or want to know about? Okay. So what we need to do now is, if you want to go ahead and open these packages up, you are going to find 2 slings, a roller bandage, a 4x4 piece of gauze, and gloves. Yeah, see, this is all we have. I don't think that's going to actually work on your ankle so much, because it's not so much of an ace bandage. Yeah, it's not going to hold it the way we want, so we'll probably just leave you alone. Can I borrow? Don't believe them. These are, I don't like these. They're more like a tablecloth than an actual sling, I think. But that's what we got. Yeah. Are you ever going to have a triangle bandage when somebody pulls their arm out of socket? You're just going to have one of these laying around? If you've gone camping, or if you're a Boy Scout or Girl Scout, maybe. But chances are you're not going to have something like this. You could cut a sheet if you're at home, maybe use a pillowcase. Basically, a flag might work, but you just need something that looks like a triangle to help hold the arm if the arm has come out of socket, the arm's broken, something to that effect. Now, with this, you've got 2 long pointy ends. You have 1 short pointy end. If I've hurt my left arm, I want the short pointy end to go to the elbow of the injured arm. The other side, if you draw a straight line from your armpit down to the floor, you want the other part of this bandage to go from your armpit down to the floor following that straight line. Does that kind of make sense? So you're like straight line from the armpit down, that's where you want this bandage to sit. The short pointy end is going to go to the elbow. So I've got my injured arm, and this is how you're going to start your bandage out. You've got 1 piece of the bandage on the far uninjured shoulder. You will now take the other piece and you would put it on the injured shoulder. So now you would have the arm wrapped. So that's kind of what it's going to look like here, and then you would tie it off into the back. You're going to need to stand up to do this, and just everybody has one of these per 2 people, so we'll just practice on each other. Other thing you can do, especially when they're this big, you can fold it in half. If you've got a smaller person or you have a child, fold it in half and you will have a child-sized bandage. Other way around. Short pointy end for the injured elbow. There you go. And then when you tie this off, you want to kind of go off to the side, like right there, because you don't want to put it right on the center of the spine, because all of her shoulder weight is going to be hanging on this knot. So if it goes on the spine, that becomes uncomfortable. And the other thing that you got here is, once you get back here with those 2 pieces, you can move them around to adjust her arm to whatever is comfortable. So like you could let this go and it would lower, you can pull it up and it can kind of pull her arm into a position of comfort. There you go. Yep, you just want to fold this back so that you can see the arm. You can tie this off, tuck it in, use a safety pin for it. And you're going to tie it off to the side, right, like that, and then just put a knot in it. When you're back here, you can move this sling around, and as you're moving it, it's going to pull his arm up or pull it down so you can get it into the position of comfort. But you're tying the knot off to the side instead of right on the spine, because his shoulder and his arm, all the weight is going to be held by that knot. So if you have that on his spine, that's going to put a pressure point. And then you want his hand free. So see what his hand looks like? It should have looked like that prior to putting the sling on. So if you get this sling on and now his hand's blue, something's probably wrong and you want to go back and figure out what's going on. So you check the hand before and you check it after. So you just kind of leave it out. Ask them if it's comfortable to them, and that's what you need to do. Because they're going to tell you if it feels good or if it doesn't. It seems a little bit more angled than it might need to be. They're going to tell you where it is in a position of comfort. You could tie this off or tuck it in. You want the hand out because you want to look at that hand prior to putting the sling on. If it's this color hand to start and when you're done it's blue, or he's going it's numb, you've done something wrong and you need to fix it. Other thing that you want to do, and you actually did this pretty good here, always tie this off to the side because all of the weight of his shoulder and arm is right there. You put it on the spine, that hurts.
That feels comfortable.
So, but yeah, if you wanted to, you could. That's a little tie it. Okay, here you go. You can use him as a marionette in a way. You can lower it or you can pull his arm by manipulating. This back here. So if you got it up here and he says, hey, that hurts, you just lower that and then tie it. You good there? Good. Feel comfortable? Fingers aren't blue? You're good?
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, if they turn blue, then we got an issue. Did you guys get it?
Yep.
Okay. Now what you can do is do it to the other person. You just switch up. You did it both. Okay.
You want us to do both arms?
No, you don't have to do both arms, just as long as both of you have had the chance to sling.
Yeah, no, today was actually
Good.
sleeping in for me.
You have a question? Okay. Looks good. You want the arm or the hand out though.
Oh, I ended that.
Okay. Yeah, see that way you can see if her hand starts to go blue, you can see what's going on a little bit better with the hand.
Feels blue, just chop it off.
There you go. Then it'll turn nice red.